Welcome back, everybody. It's Meridy here, and I am here with the second process video using our rugged Limitless Kit and Essentials Kit. And I've got a couple a la carte items out here with me today too. And let's just jump right in. So today I'm going to be using our sketch of the month for February 2024, which is this sketch right here. You can find this sketch on our blog. You can find this sketch on our Facebook community group. I will put links to all of these things in the description of this video, as well as products in the description of this video. And if we don't carry the product, I will put Amazon affiliate links to the stuff that we don't carry and my tools and whatnot. Anyway, so we're gonna make this, we're gonna use this sketch today. And I'm gonna use the following items. I'm going to be using 6 photos of my son. He learned how to, he was in 2nd grade and they were teaching them how to hold their hands on the keyboard. So I've just got 6 different photos of him doing that. And I know they're very similar, but it's okay. I'm actually gonna stretch this sketch into a double page layout, which is why I want to use all 6 pictures, because I know a lot of people like making double page layouts. So I'm going to stretch this sketch into a double page layout using these 6 pictures. And then I've got a little bit of scraps left over from the other day. Oh, I forgot to show you guys in my last video, I sprayed the mica mist on a piece of black paper, and I wanted to show you how great it shows up. So it shows up on dark paper really great. And I forgot to show that in the last video. I was supposed to do that after it dried. So there was that. And then I've got these couple scraps left over from yesterday, or from my last video. And then I've got this paper with the arrows and the linen texture, and this plaid paper with the polka dots. I am going to use hopefully quite a few of these chippies. I've got the alphabet here. I've got this sticker sheet. I'm not sure that I'm going to use a lot of this. I'm more going to lean towards the chippies, I think. And then out of my stash, I've grabbed some white cardstock. I'm going to use 2 pieces as my base of my layout. If you do not like using white on the base of your layout, you might want to grab a different color of cardstock out of your stash. And then 1 piece in case I need to map pictures. I just have it out here. And then I'm going to see if there's anything on these that I can use. This was part of the Essentials Kit. Any of these, and these awesome thickers that were part of the Essentials Kit. And then these arrows were a la carte and the sequence was a la carte, but if I need them, I've got them out here ready for me too. So I'm gonna start by putting all the embellishments off to the side, except I am going to grab these chippies, and I'm going to remove some of them because I know I want to use some of these. For instance, I know I want to use the computer screen and the keyboard. So I am going to go ahead and use an X-Acto knife to cut the little tabs that are holding this in the carrier sheet here. And I'm going to go off camera to continue doing this, but you just have to cut. Don't try to punch these out by hand because you'll break them. Use an X-Acto knife and just get, there's little tabs on every single image. Okay, so I'll do that and I'll be right back. I'm also going to cut some of these plugs because that just looks cute and technology. So I'm going to cut this one, and I'm going to cut 3 of the plugs, this big one and the 2 little ones. Alrighty, I've got the plugs cut. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this away. I don't think I'm gonna need any more of that for this layout. I've got my background paper and I've got my 6 photos, and my photos are 3 inches by 4 inches. I print them 2 to a page, like 2 3x4s to 1 4x6. So I need to just cut them apart when I do that. And I'm going by this sketch. So I am just going to loosely lay out my photos how I want them. And I think I want them like that. Okay, obviously on my sketch, I have 3 photos up and down. If I did that here, all my pictures would be in the middle and there would be a lot of wasted space. So instead I'm putting 2 photos across, 2, 2, 2. Okay, and then I want to make tags, but I probably won't need 4 tags. I think I'm gonna put 3 tags on there. And I'm gonna make the tags. Well, first I'm going to do something a little different than this sketch, because this sketch has a lot of white space around it and I have a lot of white on here. So I think I'm going to take one paper or a couple papers and put them around the middle, like in the middle, so that it's not just so white. And I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I'm gonna use different papers on each side, because I only have 1 each of all of these colors. So let me just play around here for a minute and see what I like. Oh, this is much too dark. I don't want to use that like that. Now, if I use this side like this and kind of do that, I can cut this part off and use it right here. But I want it to be a kind of big border around there, and I'm gonna lose a lot of this. Let's see, what should I do? And I really like the arrows that are on the other side of that paper too. So maybe I'm not gonna use that paper, because I wanna be able to use some of these arrows. And if I do what I'm thinking in my brain, I'll use that full sheet. You know what, I think I'm gonna use this sheet, and it's nice and light, and I don't mind if I use both sides. I'm gonna use the blue side though, and I'm going to cut, let's see, let's see if I can, what happens, what does it look like when I cut 7.5 inches off? 7.5 inches. Oh no, that's not big enough. If I cut 8 inches off the top. Okay, I'm cutting 8 inches off the top. And then let's see. I might just like this, because I'm gonna add tags to that side. Scooch it a little bit more. I think I might like it like this, because I am going to add the tags like how the sketch has them. Okay, I am going to slice right here. I don't know how many inches this is, let me tell you right now. It's about 2 3/4 of an inch. So this piece right here is 2 3/4 of an inch that I cut off of this. So this is 9 1/4 inches wide, this piece. And I'm gonna put these like this. And I'm going to take my pictures and I'm gonna trim them down a little, because they're kind of big, and I think I can trim off a little bit in the height of each one. I can't trim off much length of these because his head and the computer is in there. So I'm gonna trim off the height just to make it, each picture, 1/4 of an inch shorter than what it is. I'm gonna trim them so they're going to be 2 3/4 inches tall and still 4 inches wide. So I'm gonna go do that and I will be right back. There, I just gave them a little trim so that they're a little bit shorter. And I'm actually not even gonna map my pictures because they pop really nicely off this blue. So next I'm going to pick what papers I wanna use for my 3 tags that I'm gonna make. And I think I wanna make an arrow tag. I think that would look nice. And probably this side too, so one of each. And then I think I'll use this scrap for my other tag. because I don't really want to use hearts. I don't really want to use wood grain. I don't want to use that. Oh, this is pretty nice too though. Let's see. Maybe I'll use these three. I'll use these three instead of using the B-side there. I'll use those three. So I'm gonna make my tags, let's see. I'm gonna make them 2 inches tall and 3 inches long. 4 inches long. I'm gonna make them 4 inches long and 2 inches tall. So I'm gonna cut a piece of this paper. That's 4 inches by 4 inches, okay? And then I'm just gonna cut it in half. So I've got 2 pieces. Oh, I guess I only needed one of those. Whatever, I accidentally cut 2. Okay, we only need 1. And then this one will be 4 inches tall. It's already 4 inches tall, so that was a good measurement that I chose there. And 2 inches wide. And then I don't mind cutting apart this one that says all in, because I want to be careful where I cut this in case I want to use some of these tag sides. So I'm just going to cut off the all in tag because I know it's 4 inches tall. And then I can just cut 2 inches off of it. And you know what? After I did all of that, I think we can make it with all 4 tags. Let's see how this looks. 2, 4, 6, 8 inches. Where's this other one that I cut? Like, it's okay with me that my tags are going off the top and the bottom. So I am just going to keep it like that. I'm going to move some of these around to balance out the colors and the visual weight here. I don't like that one on top. Okay, I think I like them pretty good in that order. So now I'm going to make these look like tags by taking my scissors and just trimming off 2 corners. And in order to make it even, I'm going to put the little scrap that I trimmed off the one, put it right there. Oh my word, sure I will. And trim it the same. Okay, so there's my tag. And then for the rest, I can just set it right on top. And just trim the very same spot. So we got that one there, this one. All right, now, of course, tags need a hole punch in them. So I'm gonna grab my hole punch and I'm just gonna eyeball it for the first one and punch a hole. And then I'm going to punch the hole in the exact same place in the rest of the tags. Okay, I can stop here if I want, or if you have the paper reinforcer punch, you can do that next. And I think I'm gonna do this. Let's see, what color? I think I wanna use just a scrap of white paper to do the paper reinforcers, because I think white will pop off of all of those. Oh, maybe I should do a scrap of black paper. Okay, I'm gonna do a scrap of black paper for 3, or for 2. I don't know, let me see what looks better. I can use black paper on the darker tags, I mean on the lighter tags. And white on the darker tags. That's fine with me. I'll use black and white and black and white. That's fine. I'll alternate the colors a little. Okay, next, I'm gonna get out my sketch here and see what I can do. So I'm gonna need some little embellishment cluster down here and another one up here. And I'm thinking, because I'm just stretching this sketch out. So I think that I wanna use a few, a stencil that I have in my stash. And this stencil came in one of our older kits, but I'm just gonna use it right now. And I'm gonna do a little stencil work right here and a little stencil work right here. And I showed you all the various mixed media colors that we pulled out, to coordinate with this kit. So I'm gonna get that whole back bin of mixed media colors out. I really, really, really wanna use this glacier paste, but I don't know if it's gonna match. I think it will. I think it's gonna look good. So I am gonna use that. But before I do stencils, I'm just going to ink the paper a little bit. I think either spiced marmalade or crackling campfire. Maybe even fossilized amber. So let's see. These are the different colors that I can ink. Let's see how these look. The crackling campfire is really dark. I'm just swatching these on a piece of scrap paper. This is the spiced marmalade. And then fossilized amber is very yellow. Okay. And I'm thinking, I think I want to use the spiced marmalade. I'm going to get my blending brush here. Okay, and guys, we sell blending brushes in the store now. So they were available starting in this February release. So if you want to pick some up in the store, you can. I'm going to go ahead and get all these little paper reinforcers adhered down so they're not just flying all over the layout while I'm working. So I've got my paper reinforcers adhered and I've got the spiced marmalade distressed oxide ink, and I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to very, very lightly just ink in a circular motion the background of this layout right where I'm going to do my stencil work. So I'm going to do some down here and some up here, and I will go do that, and it's just really light like this. And I'm gonna go do that and then I will be right back. All right, you guys, so I have my spiced marmalade down here and up here. And now I wanna take some of this Nouveau Glacier paste and my stencil and do a little bit of stencil work. I have played around with this. I'm going to put, I know that my tags come out about right there, just past the middle. So I'm gonna put this off to the side and just work with this piece. And I've played around with this glacier paste a little, enough to know how it works, and it's very wet. But what I accidentally did, which I really liked, is I put a little on, and I'm doing this on a scratch piece of paper, which is fine. I just want to get the stencil a little dirty. So my stencil is dirty. I'm gonna put it down here. Gonna take a towel and smear it so it's super light, okay? And I want that. I'm gonna do one more of those up here. Just gonna scrape some of that up. Get my stencil a little dirty. Put it right there. So I have some light spots, okay? I'm gonna come back in and do dark spots in just a second, but I'm gonna do a little light spot on the opposite page too. You don't want to set the stencil back down on the wet paste though. And these arrows I'm gonna make go this way. Okay, so it's just a little light stencil work in there. And I wanted to do the light first because it's not very dimensional, so it's not gonna affect it when I go back over the top with the stencil like this. So now it's pretty dry because it got pretty dry when I was wiping it off with the towel. I'm gonna go right close by it. I'm gonna overlap a little. Now I'm going to do full strength stencil work right here. And I don't want a lot because this is really dark. I just want a little like that. And I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do it in 2 spots here. So I've got some right there and a little more up here. Okay, so I've got a little stencil work. I know this looks funny right now because there's no anything else on here, but it won't in a little bit. And then I'm gonna put some arrows going the other way on this one. Most of this is covered, like that paper comes over really far, so this is just barely gonna be sticking out. Like that. Now, I might come back in here because I might decide after I get everything down that I need more of this. So we'll just have to see. For now, I'm gonna close this up and go wash these tools off. Okay, I would like to activate my ink that I've got, my ink splatters. So I'm just gonna use my mini mister and splatter a little water. The reason that I didn't do this first is because I actually tried doing it first before I did the stencil work, and I didn't let it dry long enough, and then I tried to do the stencil work and I had to start all over because I made a big giant mess because I didn't let it dry. So I'm just doing it afterwards. So now you can see that I activated that yellow ink with some water and blotted it off with a towel. So this still might be a little bit wet. Oh yes, it is. This is gonna need to dry, this glacier mist is gonna need to dry a real long time. So, cause it is very wet and very malleable right now. So I think I'm gonna come back after all of this is dry and continue with the layout. Everything seems nice and dry. Oh, yeah, pretty dry, and we can move on. So I think I'm going to come lay everything out how I want it and start adhering this background paper and the pictures down so I don't have to keep moving everything. I don't even remember what order this went in. I believe it went like this. Yes. I like it. I'm gonna start adhering. So I'm just gonna get everything adhered down and I will be right back. All right, everything is adhered down and we are ready to move on. So I'm gonna refer back to my sketch for these embellishment clusters. Now on my sketch, I have half circles cut out of pattern paper, but I don't feel like I need that because instead I used mixed media in both of those places, along with the splatters here, which I can do splatters at the end if I want. And actually, I think splatters are fun. So let's add splatters. And since I know I want to add the splatters, maybe I can do it right now. I'm going to try to use some of this silver mica mist. It's called Silver Smoke. And I'm just going to go ahead and put splatters. Since Okay, so now I've got splatters on there. Now I can go ahead and think what other pieces I need. And as you know, I cut out the chippies. So I've got a bunch of those to use. And I'm thinking about putting, I gotta be careful because the mist is wet. I'm thinking about coloring all these chippies black because that will really make them pop. The computer in my photos is black. So I think I'm gonna color them black. So I'm gonna set this off to the side. I'll get a piece of my scratch paper here. And just grab these chippies and go to town coloring them black. And honestly, the easiest way that I like to color them black, I'm just grabbing a black ink pad and dipping it on there. You can also use black paint. You can use a blending brush, but for me, this is just as easy. Just swiping them across my black ink pad. So I'm gonna go ink all of these chippies that I punched out. I'm gonna ink them all black and I will be right back. So as I was inking these up, I thought maybe the plugs should be silver. So I'm going to use my mica mist like a paint. And I'm just gonna dip this little brush in it and paint these silver. Okay, and we'll let this dry. And while this is drying, hopefully the rest of my layout where I already did the splatters is dry. There's my sketch that I want to refer to. I really think that the keyboard and the computer are gonna go here. And you know what? Since he's working on a laptop here, I think I wanna cut the base off of this. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and self-healing mat here, and I'm just gonna slice really gently the first slice, and then just a little deeper and a little deeper until the base comes right off. Oh yeah, now that looks more like a laptop. So that was an easy fix if you've got a laptop there that you want to keep looking like a laptop. Okie doke. And then I've got these guys. I think, I'm not sure where I want these yet. I think I might want one of the big ones over here just to bring a little. I might only need two, we'll see. And then I can turn to all of my stickers and thickers and sequins and all these goodies that I have and just fill out my embellishment clusters. Let's see. There is nothing here about computers. There's right here. There's the electrical arrow and some arrows. So I think I'll pass on that for now. I'm looking for my alphabets. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. I want to title this Learning the Keyboard. So, and I want to put keyboard in these big and learning the in these little ones. So keyboard is going to be in these big ones, and I'm going to go ahead and spell it out on my little ruler here so I can move it around. And I can also color these letters with ink. If I don't want them white because they're not popping off the page, I can color them, I can ink over the top in any color that I want. And I'm thinking that's a good idea because it's probably gonna be somewhere around here and it isn't gonna pop when it gets on this white. But sometimes white on white looks really good. So let me get all of these letters on and get the placement, and then we'll decide if we want to alter them to be a different color. Okay, so I've got the learning the keyboard layout or title placed down here. And then I grabbed my my thickers, and I just want to cut out what I'm trying to use and place it because I don't want to stick it down yet. So I want the Incredible probably to go somewhere over there, and I love this little smiley face to go somewhere on this side. These phrases, do your best. That one I like, and I'm just cutting them out right from their carrier sheet because I don't want to stick them down yet. Let's see what else. I could spell great job. Like great and then job in the font. Okay, so I think I can start adhering some of these things down. I'm not sure where I want this little plug. Maybe I like the plug coming out of the side of the computer. That looks pretty cute actually, and it just makes it run right off the page. Okay, I'm going to start, and I really like the word keyboard in white. I think I'm gonna keep it exactly that color. So I'm gonna start adhering layers down over here. And I'm gonna start with my keyboard, and I like to use art glitter glue for this. And the easiest way that I like to put it on is just put some glue very professionally on the side of my hand and then dip this in it. That way the whole back and all the little tiny pieces get glue. And then I'm just gonna slide that right where I want it to be. Okay, I think I can take my alphabets out of the way. And I'll do the same. Actually, on the back of this, it's thick enough that I can just go ahead and just glue right onto the back. Okay. And I want it centered on the keyboard. And again, that's where I cut off the stand that this had so that it looks more like a laptop. And then I'm just gonna put this little plug right down there. So it just looks like it's plugging in the computer. I could put it going on this side, but I like it facing off the page like that. That's cute. Okay. And then I've got learning and the. Okay, I already used the little T in my title here. So I put T-I-E, and I'm changing the I to an H with my little white pen. So now it says the learning, and this is just a jelly roller pen. Learning the, and then keyboard is going to be here. And I want the keyboard word to fit and to end, the D I want to end there. So I'm just gonna start adhering these letters down. And then one of my letters is going to actually go up over the bump on the side of the screen, which is fine. This O. So in order to keep it popped off the page there, I am gonna put a little piece of foam tape underneath this O. So it's not, actually I'm not gonna use foam tape. It's the exact same thickness as this. So I'm gonna use a little scrap of this. It's gonna have to be tiny because it just needs to, whoa. So this is what I will do. I will put it there. So now my O is not crooked. I'll put some adhesive on both. So now the O, there we go. And then I'm using my little tweezers because it's a lot easier for me. And we do carry these tweezers in the store now too. I got a lot of questions recently since I started making a lot more videos about various tools and things that I use in my videos. So a few things we decided to bring to the store, and the tweezers were one of them. Okay, so I've got keyboard, then I'm going to adhere the little "the," and then I'm going to adhere the word "learning," and I will be right back when I get those all down. Okay, so I've got those down, and I'm going to add my little smiley face. Do I want him to overlap? No, I just like him up there. And I'm going to add my "do your best" down here. Okay, and then over here, let's see. I don't want all three things going linear that way. So I really like this going up, but do I want the smaller one? Nope, I need the bigger one. I need something large there. And then that's too big. I wonder how this will look. Oh, I think I like that arrow coming off the incredible. And then I can put "great job" over here. Let me write the word "job" and get it on one of my rulers so I can kind of move that around and see how I like the placement of that, so we can get this going. Do I need the internet? You know what? I'm gonna cut out one of these too. One of these internet symbols. I'm gonna cut out a bigger one and a smaller one because I don't know which one I want to use yet. Okay, so I've got my two internet symbols. Do I want a big one or a small one over there? Ooh, I think I want to put one over there too. Okay, I need to color these internet Wi-Fi. I guess it's called Wi-Fi, not internet. I need to color these Wi-Fi things. And I think I'm going to color them possibly the bright orange. Maybe, let's see. Yeah, I think bright orange will look good. So I'm gonna alter them to be bright orange on my scratch paper. Okay, and I've got them orange, kind of like the little pops of orange in there. Ooh, that is kind of bright. I don't know where I want this one, because I don't want them to just be like this, because they're kind of like in a line and drawing my eye, and I don't want them to draw my eye like that. I wonder if the big one might look better over here, and the little one down there. I'm happy to overlap it over the keyboard too. Maybe overlap this one with the plug. Okay, I like how this is turning out. So I'm gonna start adhering things on this side just to get, so I don't have to keep moving things around. But I would like to be able to add a couple more little pieces into these clusters because they feel a little bare to me. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna put the word incredible with an arrow. So I've just got to figure out exactly where I want it so it doesn't cover too much of my photo. So that incredible is right there. And then I'll put this arrow. Ooh, I usually put these acrylics down with glossy accents, but I didn't right now. That's okay. And then great job. I want it to come here and kind of overlap my picture. So if I have the word great right there, job has to come at the end of the T. So it kind of just sits. The word great sits on the word job. Great. Okay. And then I think I can adhere this down right on top of there. That's overlapping. There, now it kind of balances it out across the page. I don't think I need this other plug. I don't feel like I need plugs in any more places. I am going to take my pen and outline around this layout. I often do that, especially since I often use white as my background page. And I'm gonna do little scribbles again like I did the other day, because I feel like this page calls for little scribbles. And then we will take a look at this whole page and see what else it might be missing. So from here, I'm gonna grab my sketch. I've got an embellishment cluster here, the embellishment cluster here. Oh, I don't have this twine going through. And I've got my title and my subtitle here. It's looking good. I know that when you guys get your kits, you get little thin twine in your packaging that comes with your kits. But I do not have any of that here. So should I use black and white baker's twine? I think, or maybe I should use a dark color like this of just embroidery floss. Ooh, if I had this orange color of the packaging twine that you guys get, I would definitely be using that right now because I think it could bring out this orange. Let me go see if I can find if I have something that color in my stash. Found a couple of bright colors here. They actually look like pretty much the same color. Let's see, let me move this black and white out of the way. Oh yeah, this is gonna be just fine. So I'm just gonna cut a length of this kind of long, and I'm going to weave it in and out of these tags, looping it around as I go. So maybe I'll create one little loop out here. I'm gonna need to adhere it down as I go because, as you could tell, it just wants to go every which way. But I'm going to get it thread through all 4 of these tags with little loops every so often. Okay, it will be easier once I'm adhering it as I go. I'll get it through all of those tags. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for right now to do that off camera and get it all adhered down off camera. But I also decided that this looks a little sparse. So I imagine as a scrapbooker, most of us, if you stamp, you have a little stamp that's a little star. There's a little star stamp on there. If not, you can hand draw stars on here for sure. but I am going to try to stamp. Let me test this, how steady my hand is here. I'm gonna try to stamp a row of stars just right there right on the white, and I'm gonna stamp them in black. I think, yeah, I think it will look fine. Just to add a little bit to this page. Maybe I might mess it up. Who really knows? And I think it's hard for me to stamp while I'm recording because I don't want to put my head over my layout. So I think I'm gonna have to go off camera to continue this. But I think I'm gonna start with just a row across the bottom and we will see what happens. Oh, I am making quite a mess too. I need to be a lot more careful. Yeah, I am gonna have to turn off the camera to get this. So I will be right back. And I have decided not to go all the way around here because I think it will be too much. But now that I've done this, I think I want a really thin strip of orange paper right there. I think it will help bring in those colors. So I am checking out the branding strips that I have off my other papers, and I think the branding strip off of this tire tread is going to be perfect and the perfect size, and it's going to do exactly what I want. So let me trim the branding strip off of here. And try to get this I don't know if I like it like uneven a little like that. I wonder if I could tuck it up under here. This is all kind of trial and error right now because it just looked really stark with just those stars. Like I said, before I stamped them, I might screw up the whole layout right now. No, I don't really like that either. Oh, I think I like it like this. So I am going to trim this right here. And I'm just gonna put that overlapping down there, just to bring a little more of that orange across. Maybe I should have stamped those stars in orange. That might have looked nice too, but it's obviously too late for that. So this is going to just have to do. I'm gonna trim off this black little end here. It doesn't really need to be there. It's just covering it. Okay, I like it now. I am going to put this twine through and then I will be right back when I'm all done to show you the completed layout. Got everything back down there, and now you may remember that when I was stamping right here, I started making a mess. And I'm gonna show you how I fix that on this white paper. This eraser is made by Tombow, and it's a sand eraser. Okay, I'll put the link for it on Amazon in the description of this video. But what it does is it kind of can erase ink off of paper, but the way it's erasing it is it really is just sanding ever so slightly the top layer of the paper off. So you probably don't want to use this eraser on colored paper because it's just gonna sand the top layer of the color off, and then it will just show the white core. So you don't want to do that. But on white paper, this works awesome to take off even black ink. Like, look, it's totally gone in those 3 spots. Because it's just, see, this is what I'm starting with. Those couple spots of black where I messed up the stamp. And it's just like taking off, because it's like a really coarse eraser, almost like a nail file, but not really. I think a nail file would destroy your paper faster than this. So it just slowly took off the little layer of that black ink, so it's nice and white now. Okay guys, and this wraps up this layout. I hope you had fun watching. I hope you were inspired. If you do make a layout like this, either with these supplies or different supplies, we would love to see it on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community Facebook group. And the link for that will be in the description of this video too. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.